What's the deal, my people? You know it is, untold Teflon, and I'm back at you another one, and this one is how the children of the forest lost control of the White Walkers. So in all honesty, this was not the video I was planning on doing today. The video I was planning to do today was about the blue eye that was in the trailer that was just released for Game of Thrones. And people came back to me telling me that that was some dragon's eye. And there was no way to me that I was possibly going to be a dragon's eye, so I was going to explain that. But while doing my research and while I was recording, I went on YouTube and I seen that Smokescreen did a video on the whole thing. And when I watched his video, there was no reason for me to make another video on it. So if you are one of those people who believe that that eye at the end of the trailer is an ice dragon and not the Night's King, like it really is, then I will put a link in the description for you to check out Smokescreen's video, because I don't think I could have done it any better, and there's no need for me to even say anything more about it. So this brings me to the video I'm doing today, the Children of the Forest. Now I have a past video of the White Walkers, why did they return, and I did not explain how the children brought them back or why the children brought them back. So in this video I hope to explain exactly why the children, or how they lost control, if you want to say that way, of the White Walkers when they did bring them back. Now we see in the story that the White Walkers are created from Leaf when she stabs a piece of dragon glass into what is supposedly the Night's King's chest. Now we know in the books that the story goes nothing like that. So in the story, the Night's King is the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. And when he spots a female White Walker, he falls in love with her. So much so that he chases her beyond the wall. And when he captures her, he makes love with her. And it is said that when he gave her his seed, he gave her his soul. And that transformed him into the Night's King. Now, we never hear about a female other. We never see another female other, whether the show or the books. So this female other is special, and we know that for that reason. Next, we must understand that the White Walkers in the books are not like the White Walkers in the show. They are not ugly old creatures like this. They are described as angelic. In fact, the best way for me to describe them would be as they look probably like Valyrians made of ice. They're that beautiful. So the Night's Queen is supposed to be so beautiful that no man could resist her. That's how much beauty she supposedly had. And this man who became the Night's King was a Stark that we know of, and he could not resist her, and he was willing to give up his humanity to become a Night's King to be with her. They went on to live in the Night Fort, and while they were at the Night Fort, they ruled there for 13 years. So he was the 13th Lord Commander who ruled for 13 years. Now during these 13 years, we never hear a peep about the Children of the Forest doing anything about it. In fact, we never hear anybody trying to even contest his rule at the Night Fort. It took 13 years for them to do it. So why didn't the Children of the Forest, if they're so concerned about the White Walkers, why didn't they come out there and try to defeat the Night's King and the Night's Queen? Why did they wait 13 years? And even after the 13 years, it wasn't the Children of the Forest that defeated him. It was the Lord of Winterfell and the King Beyond the Wall that actually defeated him. So I do ask this question: what was going on with the children? Well, we don't really know what happened with the children because we don't hear from them, but we do know what the Night's King was doing. And the Night's King was giving sacrifices to the weirwood tree. It is said that he was hanging entrails and blood sacrifices were going on all this time. So for me, the Children of the Forest were being appeased by these blood sacrifices. They were happy that the Night King was giving them all these blood sacrifices, so they didn't do anything about it because it was in their best interest. That's why it took humanity to come across and defeat the Night's King. The children did not want the Night's King defeated. He just happened to be defeated by humans at that time. So that brings me to a telltale games of Game of Thrones. Now I know people will say that you can't use a video game for canon, and I believe that that's true, but I do believe that there is something in this game that can explain how the Children of the Forest actually lost control of the White Walkers. Now during this game, we see a woman from the north who uses blood sacrifices to control beings that are actually kind of like the White Walkers. They're basically mindless zombies walking around. And during this, she loses control of these beings. She cannot control them. And she has asked this one character, your lead character that you play as, to help her regain control of these creatures.
Give me his heart, his beating heart, and his death can have meaning. We can use it for a greater purpose, Garrett. An ancient ritual to help help harness the power of the North Grove. I'm far too weak. You saw what happened after the fight. My warriors, they're pulling away. Please, I need you to do this. Now bring it here. Squeeze the blood into the fire. While it's still warm. Donne treorekaig sprag, svogenes forbule.
And I think that these creatures do represent the White Walkers in this game, and that is why they are showing this. It is the blood sacrifice that allows her to regain control of these White Walkers. And I believe it was the blood sacrifice that allowed the Children of the Forest to maintain control of the White Walkers. But when the blood sacrifices stopped, I believe the Children of the Forest lost control of the White Walkers and they started living out their own lives. And that is also why I believe that Blood Raven is shriveled up inside of the tree and has no power left, because there are no more blood sacrifices being performed on the Weirwood trees. Therefore, if he does not have the strength that he used to have, I think he would have lived forever if people would keep blood sacrificing towards him. But without the blood sacrifices, he just becomes a shriveled up old man sitting in a tree with roots right through him. And there were not enough numbers for the Children of the Forest to defend themselves against the White Walkers, so they had no choice but to call on to man, tell man what they did to help protect them and save what's left of the Children of the Forest. Thank you for watching this video, and please make sure that that bell is clicked so that you can be notified when I upload new videos. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace! And stay sexy.